Jason Stapleton here for the Forex Market Preview, and it is late here on a Friday night, and I'm doing the video early this week because I have family at my house, and we're going to have birthday parties and all kinds of other junk this weekend, so coming to you early. Now, as you will notice, we are doing things a little bit different this week. I got new technology, and that means I get to play around with it, and you get to be the guinea pigs because you get to watch it. So I hope you like it, and if not, well, too bad, because you're going to have to deal with it. We'll start off this week. I want to talk about a couple of things. Number one, I made a general reference or mention to you about a certain syndicate that it might behoove you to join, given the amount of info and the type of information that's shared there, and as cheap as it was. And I gave you guys last week two different trades that I wanted you to look at, and they were from the syndicate. And I said I normally don't put out the syndicate trades, but I'm going to this week because they just happened on Friday, and there's a chance for you to take advantage. Well, those of you who did not join the syndicate, I don't know why, but hey, it actually turned out pretty good. So let's go ahead and move over to the charts and take a look. First thing we're going to look at here is euro dollar, and we had a 26.18 trade. Shorted the market here. This was last week, 26.71 right here. Market ended up rolling over. Target 1 was attained there. Target 1 151 pips for target 1, and then the market rolled over and splashed down again, and we were headed towards target 2. I went ahead and put out another syndicate video for all of you guys who joined the syndicate and explained kind of my thought process. I said, hey, don't worry about it if we get a little rally out of this, because that's to be expected given this market's extremely oversold, etc., etc. Ended up not having to deal with any pain at all. The market traded sideways for a few hours and then dumped again. Hit target 2 for about 345 pips. You add that together, divide by 2s, you get a general rough estimate of actually how many pips we created here. It was about 248 pips in total on this particular move. So a very, very good trade setup here. And now we were setting up for a Gartley pattern. And I told the syndicate members it might be there was an opportunity for a buy here at the very bottom at this 127 extension. That ended up pressing down, and the syndicate members were probably not stopped out of that, but the appropriate move would be to close the position now, just simply because we've closed below this previous low over here, and that of course negates that Gartley pattern setup. This is going to be, in terms of the week here, in terms of trading ideas, there's nothing setting up right now that I can see that is worth trading, and so part of this is kind of giving you guys a little bit of moral support and a little bit of professional trading knowledge. And when it's time to sit on your hands, you really have to tell somebody, hey, it's time to sit on your hands, and this is certainly one of those times. A trade that may set up this week, Fibonacci retracement, swing high to swing low, the last leg of the move, refer to this as an impulse leg. You're going to see that previous structure support right here at around 124.30s issue that's right at a 382. If we get a rally out of this here, look at how the oversold the market is at basically 7. I consider anything under 20 to be oversold. RSI now sitting at 7, so we're buried. This thing's due for a rally. And if we get this rally back up into the 382 here, going to be a good selling opportunity, because look at what's happened here. Break below, close below the previous low. If I consolidate my charts up here, you're going to see it has been a while since we've been this low. I got to go all the way back here, and we've actually got to look at this head and shoulders pattern around 121.65 as the next support level. So with that being said, let's go ahead and fatten up the chart here again so you guys can see it. A rally into the 382 back up against previous structure support could give us what we need for another leg down into that 121.65 area. So I will be looking at that 382 retracement, 124.25s, for an area to look to get short for trend continuation on this. And we'll have to see whether or not that ends up happening. But certainly that is the trade on the euro for now. Other than that, I'm going to sit on my 250 pips and count my money. Now, let's take a look at the other trade from last week. That would have been the pound-yen trade. This was a cipher pattern setup. Cipher pattern setup ended up shorting the market at the 786 of this move here, basically right in here. Market ended up rolling over. We hit our initial targets. Actually, these targets got hit back here. we hit our initial target, which was a 382 retracement, swing low to swing high. A 382 retracement right here around 124.50s. Target 1 produced about 54 pips of profit. And then what happened was, what happens on these patterns is once target 1's obtained, stops roll to break even. So the stops then rolled to break even, and as the market rallied here, we were taken out on the balance for trail stops right before the market took a giant nosedive. Now the important point to note here is that, hey, we had a profitable trade, and a lot of the guys will go back after they see this type of thing happen, and they'll say, well, look at all the money that I lost out on. It would have hit the target too if I just would have just not rolled my stops. You have to stop that. You have to let that go. You had a profitable trade. You had something that made money. And when you combine that with the other stuff that we're doing and the other stuff that you're doing in your trading, a win is a win is a win. And we see the reason that we get 88, 90% profitable trades out of cipher patterns is because of the way we trade them. And this is a win. This is a profitable trade. It produced 54 pips. We hit target 1. And so you cannot be looking at this and saying, well, if I only had just not. No, just stop it. Trade the plan. The plan says stops roll to break even after target 1 is hit. In this case, the market rallied back up, took us out on our protective stops at break even, and then rolled over. It could have just as easily continued to rally. Those of you who have pro trader clients recognize the 382 retracement as a trend continuation trade. There was a high likelihood that after the market pulled back into this 382 that we were going to see a rally. Certainly after we started to get the rally towards previous structure resistance. So, take the 54 pips, bank it, mark it down as a win, record it in your trade log, and then move on. And in total, guys, last week alone, 302 pips of profit. 302 pips. That's all I'm going to say. Pretty incredible. Now, we actually have another 2618 trade setting up here. Okay? Let me go ahead and grab my little tool here. We'll do boom, the double top, followed by the pullback. Let me delete my Fibonacci retracement here. Some of this other junk that we don't need anymore, like this. And then we're going to have a look at the 2618. Now, again, nothing's setting up right now. It's going to take a little bit of time, but what we're going to do now is look for this 618 retracement. Okay? 618 retracement. Look at where that 618 comes in at. Look left. Structure leaves clues. Boom. Right along that structure support level. Looking for that 618 retracement at previous structure support should become resistance. Looking for trend continuation to the downside. So, we'll keep an eye on this, but basically what you're looking for, if you're new here, guys, for you to come here, rally back up into the 618 retracement, and then look for a sell for a continuation move to the downside. Now, let's take a look on the daily. Actually, no, we're going to look at something else. A couple of other ones that are setting up here, just so that you guys can look it up. Pound dollar, have not talked about this in a while. Looking at this on the daily chart now, I want you to look at the shelf that we're getting ready, that exists right here. We've talked about it in past weeks, but if for some reason you missed the videos, shame on you. I'll show it to you again, though. You can see support, support, support. You even got support back here. This is a nice little shelf that the market's sitting on. And you can see what happens if we get underneath this shelf. There's a likelihood that we're going to at least right here. I'll bring the line in here so you guys can see it. I mean, we're 148, probably pretty likely. That's the next kind of support level back in here. But 142s, 143, probable, that we're going to get down there. Now, here's the thing. Until we break this shelf, we got to be playing to the upside. We're looking for that upside potential because the market hasn't broken that. That is a significant support level. And what do we got playing right here? Let me go ahead and delete all this. Now, we talked about previously the rally that existed here. So, again, we caught this move from the lows here back up into the 382 coming off with our initial targets. Now, the balance would have been taken out most likely here on trail stops, but we have another trade setting up. So let me I get to talking to the past too much, and then people don't remember what we talked about. But anyway, Doesn't matter what happened yesterday, it matters what happens today. And today we have a bat pattern setting up. Okay? This is what it looks like. We're going to look for a completion here. And I'll fatten this up for you guys so you guys can see it better. We're going to look for a completion here at around an 886. So I'm going to bring in my 886. Boom. So we'll be looking for this market to press all the way down in here to our 886, and that will complete this bat pattern. Okay. Buyers at 153.30. Okay. That's what we're looking for. Stops below X. Not below here. Below the spike low. Okay. So looking for a long move here, and that plays right into that key support level that we looked at as we consolidated up our chart. What are we looking at? Well, we're looking at a critical support level right in that area. So that's going to be a bullish bat pattern right up against structure. So a lot of things lining up there. We'll see if that ends up playing out. And then pound yen has a very ugly bat pattern that is setting up here, but a bat pattern nonetheless. It will complete here as well. I'll draw this in and then I'll fatten it up again for you guys. Now, the problem with this one, and why I won't be trading it, is the fact that, look at this line here, this support line. Let me go ahead and see how this previous support level right in here comes in like right there. Look, we broke support here. Then the market rallied. We put in this bat, and this bat's going to complete at an 886 that's below this previous support level as well. So we've got this structurally, it's not holding up. There's a nice bat pattern here, but this is one that I'm going to leave alone because there are much better opportunities that exist at all times. And even if there isn't a better opportunity than that trade, usually, that just means sit on your hands. If that's the best thing you got going, just wait a few days. Something else will pop up. But anyway, Japanese yen, that was the other one we talked about last week about a potential cipher pattern setting up. This thing's still in limbo. You take a look here. We're waiting for the market to press back down into the 786 here, and we've just kind of churned sideways here. Still a valid cipher pattern. If we drop back down into this 786, it's still a buy. There's nothing's happened here structurally to kill that trade. So we'll still be watching that, and if that ends up popping up, we'll go ahead and take a long entry on that. And of course, when this stuff does come up, between Akil and myself, we put out some pretty good stuff to the syndicate. So I think it's $20 a month for to become a member of the syndicate and get access to all of that and kind of the intra-week stuff. And I send out some reading material when I come across good stuff to read that I think is valuable to you guys. So just a lot of really good stuff gets delivered in that syndicate thing. And if you're not a member, you should be. Anyway, enough of that. Last but not least, I will make mention of this. There'll be an email out probably Monday, Tuesday at the latest, for the money management course that we're holding. This is the last chance, and I haven't mentioned this yet, but the price on that course is going to double after this first session. The recordings will be available for double what the live event costs. I'm doing this on the cheap because I want a lot of people to have access to it. But it is very, 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 very valuable stuff. So don't miss out on that. Sign up for that. Make sure you get involved with that. And, of course, I'll throw the link out to you guys underneath the video today so you can sign up for that. That's all I got this week. So a couple of trades, some very good week last week. And until next time, guys, good luck and good trading. I will talk to you soon.